Hello, this is H.G. Bailey, and welcome back to Let's Play Disgaea 2! Last time, we were told that we couldn't progress with the plot here. I wonder what that's all about. Well, maybe. But anyway, in order to progress with the plot, you gotta talk to the post officer here and get a subpoena for Tink there. What's he saying there? We? Or something? I don't know. But anyway, what was his crime? Oh, well, that goes without saying. Yeah, what kind of crime is that? So is that all we need to do? Just get the subpoena? No, it's much more complicated than that. We need to take the subpoena item over to the item worlder. So, yeah, just like the first game, when you get to Chapter 3, they're going to have a mandatory item world segment in order to progress with the plot. And we need to find a dark court gate in the item world in order to get the felony, and that's what we actually need in order to progress with the plot. Yeah, pretty much. Now, while you're in this segment of the plot here, you can't use the Dark Assembly. That's why I got Krona's spear level up to 3, so that way I could create those heavy knights well in advance. But before moving on, I want to sell some excess items, and I'd also like to get a few slippers for Tink there. So let's just grab these. I don't even care what specialists they got. And get a bunch of those, because that'll really help us out getting through the item world a lot more quickly there. And also, I almost forgot, we gotta heal up here. Oh, we got a prize. Well, let's check it out. See if I can't get a rare one. If I can, great. If not, well, I'll just edit out however long it takes me in order to get it, or I could just get it right now. Not that I really care about it being rare, really, but it's the principle of the thing. Yeah, I'm not going to use it, but I just want to hold on to it for later. I don't know, there might be some reason I might want it. One thing you might also notice on the subpoena item here is that the specialist there, or the bailiff specialist, is already subdued. And you can tell because it has a little smiley face emote next to it. Normally, that would mean that the item worlder would let you move it onto an item that you would actually care about. But for this part, the item worlder won't let you do that. So remember that for later, viewers. But anyway, so now we need to go through the item world of a subpoena. And the way the item world works is essentially the same as the first game. Or the first game. You pick an item, you go through some randomly generated floors, you level up the item, 1 per floor, and it gets stronger that way. And for the most part, you don't really need to worry about it during the main storyline, but obviously we need to do that here. And there's also quite a few changes they made to the item world to make it much more interesting and useful to go through. So anyway, yeah, we got this randomly generated floor here. You got all these random geo panels and geo symbols and everything messing everything up. But yeah, during the main storyline, it's usually not worth leveling up an item in the main storyline because we're going to be getting new equipment all the time, or so quickly, that it's not worthwhile. So anyway, yeah, you might have noticed the bailiff was level 4 there, so that means you're going to find it on the 4th level, or 4th floor of this place. But yeah, the subpoena is specific to the character, but the felony that you get out of the Dark Court, you can give that to anyone you want, or multiple characters. You'll see when we get there, viewers. But yeah, in order to get out of the item world, once we've done whatever we need to do, you need to get through 10 floors of the place, and then they'll let you get out of here. Or, if you have an emergency exit, or Mr. Gency exit pun there, yeah, you can just use that as an item in battle, and that'll take you out right away. But I want to save that for later, so let's see what we can do here. Okay, so, ooh, we got a rare chest here. On every floor of the item world, there's going to be at least 1 chest, and the brown ones are normal, and then you got these blue ones, or purple, that'll contain a rare item, The brown ones contain a normal item, and then there's green chests that contain a legendary item. So you want to watch out for that. And for this part, I want Krona to destroy the chest, because he could use the mana for destroying it. Let's see, there we go. And chests don't really give that much experience anyway. So let's see, what do you got there? Yeah, I should be able to destroy it with a normal attack there. So kill that, boom, we get a rare item. And you want to do that on each floor, so that way we could get maybe an item that we could sell for more money, or just money straight up, or whatever. So let's see where I can find the chest on this floor. Okay, over there, I will need... I could do it with one, but I think I want to use two heavy knights in order to get over there with Krona. Now, with the dimensional gate there, unlike the first game, they can never have a geo panel under them. So, like, sometimes in the first game, what would happen is you'd have a gatekeeper on the gate there, and you'd have the invincibility geo effect on there, and the gatekeeper would just sit there, and you would just cry because you can't get through them. And you if they were like in a corner, you couldn't even move them around or anything, and you're just permanently stuck. So yeah, that sucks. But yeah, this game, you don't need to worry about that. Okay, let's see, Tink. Woo, barely enough movement to get over there. One of the nice things about using Tink for this is that he can fly, so if there's enemies in your way or geo symbols, you can just fly right over them and not have to worry about them getting in your way. Okay, so let's get that one chest over there. Now, one thing you might also see while you're in the item world is a specialist on them, and the game will announce when that happens. And if you kill it or subdue it, it'll be just like the bailiff, where it'll double the effect of the specialist, and it'll allow you to move it on to another item that you would actually care about. Again, that's not going to be too relevant to the main storyline, but it's something else you can do in the item world. Okay, so we got to the 4th floor of the Subpoena item world. And we need to find the Dark Court Gate. So let's see where it is. Oh, that's not too far away. Now, normally, when you have this, or you have the Dark Court Gate, normally there'd still be a regular dimensional gate to move on to the next floor. So make sure you watch out for the Dark Court Gate so you don't forget about it. Okay, so let's see what we got here. Now, with this, let's see, I want to go about there. So, okay, I know what I need to do. So let's see, let's go get 2 of these, I think. How do I want to do that? I've got, how many characters do I want to throw in there? Let's see, okay, we got 6 there. Yeah, my Heavy Knight can't move far enough to get over there. Okay, I got an idea. Let's remove one of these shoes, and then I'll give it to one of my Heavy Knights there. And that'll help me out, do what I want to do. So let's do that. Okay, now we can do what I want. So basically what I want to do now is I want to set up a long geochain of my party members. Will that work? Hold on. Ah, okay, I need to move them this way. Hold on, like that. Okay, now we're good. So basically what I want to do is I want to end up throwing all 6 of my party members that I care about here into the mystery gate so they can all get a felony out of it. So let's just create a giant chain here. Okay, let's see, we go right there and right there. Boom! Okay, there we go. Let's see what happens.
Silence! Silence! Order in the court! It is an honor for demons to commit heinous and devious criminal acts. I will now pass judgment according to Netherworld law.
Thank you for spelling judgment correctly, game. Absolutely.
Jeez, now what's going on? Not only is this the wrong defendant, but he's brought his whole entourage, dude!
Good.
Punk kids these days think they can just do whatever they want. Oh well, moving on.
We can.
We, the Dark Court, give whoever you are our highest praise. Dude.
You must always include the word dude in every line you say. You're always going to be guilty.
These are war medals. Be one of the few, the proud, the ultimate sinners. Good luck.
Thanks, I guess.
Case closed. Court adjourned.
But anyway, yeah, for completing that subpoena there, we get a little item out of it. So that's pretty nice. Ooh, we got a legendary chest in the upper right there, too. That'll be nice. But anyway, we could just warp out with the Mr. Gency exit, but I don't want to do that yet. Now, you see on Adele there, he has that little felony stamp on there. So all the characters that I threw in there now have a felony, and they have a wide variety of effects. Whoops, screwed that up there. I'll put a link in the video description describing everything they do, because it would take me too long to describe everything that a felony does. But the main effect that I actually care about is that they increase experience gains by 1% per felony. And they can stack up to a maximum of 300%. They're essentially the replacement for the statistician specialist from the first game, except you can farm them for multiple characters at once. So that's pretty nice. Okay, let's keep killing those chests there. Now, in the PS2 version of the game, when you see those stamps there, you can only display them up to 99 felonies, but I heard the cap for them was still 300 anyway. Like in the remakes there, you see gross criminal records, that will go up to 300 there. So that's how you can tell how many felonies a character has beyond whatever the stamp value shows there. Okay, so we got the chest there. Let's move on to the next floor then. Now, something else you might also run into around here is a mystery gate. And what that'll do is it creates a randomly generated room, but there's not necessarily going to be a battle there, like everything I'm going through now. But one of the things, well, there's actually a couple things that I care about. No, just one thing that I'd watch out for if you find it. There might be a merchant around there that can, what is it? Oh yeah, they might sell some cell phones. And if you do find that merchant, you will want to buy any cell phones that are for the Defenders of Earth or the Prism Ranger cell phone, because those will be useful for a couple battles later on. And I'll go over that in more detail later on in the plot. But for right now, we'll just get through this part of the item world here. Something else you might notice as you go through the item world, let's get that slipper back to, where was it? Yeah, give that back to Tink there. But yeah, something else you might encounter in the item world, if you actually stick around long enough, you might hear an alarm that announces that some pirates are attacking that floor of the item world. And the leader of those pirates will always carry a specific treasure map for their group of pirates there. The thing is, though, is that the pirates are usually very strong at this point in the game, or relative to my development at this point in the game. So you probably wouldn't be able to kill them without some extreme grinding. But if you do manage to kill one of those pirates, you definitely want to hold on to those treasure maps. They'll be useful for unlocking an area that I'll be doing later on anyway. Okay, so we're almost down to the 10th floor. Let's see, how can I get Krona over there? Let's see, go like that. Oh, and also, one other thing that I just thought of that you can encounter in the item world, I think it's only in the remakes, if I recall correctly. You might find what's called a level sphere, which I believe actually... Why couldn't we kill that? Aw, come on! Anyway, let's see. With the level sphere, right. I think they only, or first appeared in Disgaea 3, but then they added them retroactively to Disgaea 2 in the remakes. And if you find one of those, you want one of your characters to lift it, just hold it up. That's all they need to do. Then have someone else clear the battle or reach the exit, and that'll increase the level cap of the item by 5. That'll be really useful for making your items much more powerful. Now let's see here. I could try to kill all the enemies, because every 10th floor there's no chest, but the bonus, the first item there is always going to be an emergency exit, and I usually like to farm those, but these guys are just a bit too high leveled for me to really care to do that, so I'm not going to worry about it and risk screwing things up. So I'm just going to head right for the exit gate there, once I can actually get Tink all the way over there. And then we'll be able to get out of here. So yeah, screw you guys. I'm done with this. Okay, when you get down to this point, you have an innocent town that could spawn between the 10th and 11th floors. They'll always have at least one chest, I think, and well, some other things that are going on around here. Hey, what are you doing here? Do we have to fight you again? Oh, okay. What's going on, man? Oh. Okay, so how are we gonna find you? Oh. Yeah, what's going on? Yeah. Well, anyway. Let's see. Item new to Disgaea 2, we also have the Dark Assembly for the item itself. And you can sometimes pass a bill that would increase the power of the item. So, like, you can boost the stat growth of the item as you level it up, or let's see, you can increase. Well, I don't have the mana, but you can increase like the movement stat of the item, or counterattack, or whatever. So, there's a lot of things you can do with that to boost the stats of the item there, and we also have the Item World Hospital right in the middle of it, so you don't keep on just draining your SP as you're going through all these floors. But we're done here, so let's get out of the Item World. We got the Felony. That's all I care about. And since it's just a subpoena, there's no stats that would actually get boosted by that. So yeah, there's not a whole lot we can do with that. By the way, yeah, once you're done with that, then you can unlock the next map. But yeah, as far as the item world goes, let me know what you think about me showing up more of that in the future. And if you like it, I could, yeah, certainly make more episodes with that. And so that way, you know, I can describe or show you or demonstrate how item worlding really works with like leveling up items, making money, and all that sort of thing. But if you guys are just not interested in those randomly generated floors, I could just simply off-screen it and tell you what I did afterwards. But anyway, okay, so we got the Felony. It unlocks Tragedy Land, so now we can move on with that. I'll probably want to sell most of the stuff that I got here, except, I don't think I want to hold on to that, but I'll think about it. I definitely want to hold on to the Dark Rosary and the Mr. Gensi exit there. And, yeah, like I said, I'll probably just sell everything else that I've got there. But who was it that locked us out of Tragedy Land there anyway? Find out next time on Let's Play Disgaea 2. This is H.C. Bailey, signing off. Have a good day.